I think character really has to do with integrity. Character has an awful lot to do with moral courage.
Your level of character kind of defines you as a person.
It's hard to define, but I think when you see it, you know what it is.
Really, it's about how one, views you by the things that you do, the things that you say, how you come off, how you carry yourself.
Character is doing the right thing when no one is watching.
You can put on one persona when people are looking at you, but it's what you're doing behind closed doors. That's what true character is.
If somebody has character, I think, is what they stand for, and what they stand for all the time.
Is it always easy? Heck no. I tell them 90% of the time, developing your character is the hardest thing you're going to have to do, because you're going to have to decide in that moment if this decision is going to be good or bad for me. Not in the moment, but for a long term.
A character is an old Greek word. It means the mark, scratch, and grave. When that silversmith created that beautiful silver chalice, they turned that over and put their character on there so everyone would know who made that. In the same way, I think every coach ought to be very intentional that we're going to stamp character on every one of our players that will serve them for a lifetime and serve our country as well.
I think that football, the things that happen in football are, parallel of what happens in life.
We have to find a way to communicate the values and the benefits and really the life lessons of this game.
Being a football coach at the high school level is you get these kids, this raw clay you get to help mold, because they're going to give you everything they've got, and all you have to do is give everything you've got back.
I tell people all the time, if you ever want to get real, go coach a high school football team. Being around the kids, being able to shape these young boys into young men, watch them grow, watch them mature is incredible.
The collective leaders in football, NFL, NCAA, college conferences, USA Football, the list goes on, are working together to make sure that they do communicate that their great values, in conjunction with the coaches, and probably most importantly the coaches, are the ones to help make sure that that message gets out there.
We got to redefine competition. It can't mean I win, you lose all the time. Competition's about a mutual quest for excellence. We need coaches working with each other to bring out excellence within each and every one of them so they can bring out excellence within their players.
It's the high school coach that's the ultimate influencer. And so to get them up to speed on the challenges from a character development standpoint, things that they are probably dealing with on some level but may not have all the tools and resources they need to address them, that's a very powerful opportunity.
I think you have to start at the grassroots, and we need to work with these kids on developing character traits, leadership traits, integrity, the whole nine yards. That's why we coach high school football.
This is so important and so timely. I mean, for us right now, we're on the front lines with these young people.
You've got kids that are at risk. They're exposed to so many different things that we weren't exposed to when we were kids, but what a great opportunity to make change.
There's a lot of misguided teenagers, girls and boys alike, and they have so much access to their fingertips at all points of their lives.
I'm not sure there's a more important adult to young athletes than that coach.
The high school coaches now are way more than coaches. They're mentors, they're fathers, their grandfathers. I mean, they're there every time that kid turns around.
Coaching this game makes us better men, simply because we have to be better men to deal with these young men, and you have to be transparent with them. You have to let them know when there's a tough issue, you have to attack it head on, whether that be drugs and alcohol, pornography, social media. You talk about the domestic violence. You have to address that with these kids, because if you don't, they're going to see right through you.
Half of your kids now are single-parent homes. I think we as coaches, we as educators have to assume some of that role in character development. The parents see the kids for a couple hours a day. We see them 6-8 hours a day. It's got to fall on us.
These kids are grasping for answers, and you can be that answer. That coach. You can be that person, that male figure that they don't have at home.
I was a guy
who was raised by a single mother didn't necessarily have father figures, and my father figures were my coaches.
Who's the most impactful person in your life? And you look back and you say, hey, it was probably your high school coach or some sort of coach. So I think you have a major role in helping to shape and how they, progress as young men.
Maybe we can be examples for some of those kids that might not get that example at home. And if we could show them some positive things, then, if we can just help one kid or many kids in just one aspect or many aspects, we've done a good job.
The most important thing we can do in today's day and age is love these kids up. And that comes way before trying to coach football.
Every coach across America, we have that kid or those kids that you say, this is the reason why I do it.
I think the NFL has this tremendous platform to serve high school and youth coaches in a way that the game should be played, character-based, relationally centered as well.
If winning and losing is all it is, then we shouldn't have athletics.
My favorite time of the week is Saturday through Thursday, and then game day. It's the practices, it's the working with these kids, it's the dealing with the ups and downs for them, and just being there to help guide. I love that about this game.
I think that I have the greatest job in America, that I get to go out there and coach a game that I love, and I get to go out there and spend time with those young men and be with them in not only aspects of football, but in different aspects of their life and hear more about their life stories than you'll ever know.